Hey guys, what's up? Bart here, and I'm doing another in the bag. It's been like 6 months since my last one, and it's a little warmer today than it has been in the last couple of days, so I decided to make one. It's middle of January, and it's pretty cold. Some people change the plastic or the molds that they have in their bag for the winter, but I kind of just stick with what I have. Besides my main putters, I don't really switch anything out. So some of you guys were asking, you wanted to see a new updated in the bag, so I'm going to go ahead and run through real quick, see what I'm throwing in the winter or into the next season. Compare with you guys, see some of the new molds that Discmania is coming out with if I've replaced them. So let's get it going. So for my putting putters, I usually putt with P Line, but in the winter, the one switch that I do make is D Lines. I have two green swirly D Line P2s with green stamp, 175 max weight. Nothing much to say here, just P2s, just like my P Lines. They putt great. Just a little softer D Line plastic in the winter, better for grip. That new addition to my bag is the S Line P3x. This thing is a great driving putter. I use it for backhands, all kinds of approach shots, even small forehands. You know, when I'm in trouble, when I got to straddle out of the bushes or wherever, if I find myself in trouble. Very, very, very good driving putter. And I prefer it in the S Line for grips. I don't think they have a stock C Line run yet, but I'm sure they will be coming out with one. I have two older D Line P2s. I have one that's really beat up. It's probably the oldest disc in my bag. And I use this for big Anheuser shots that need to get up and down quick, or I will use it for like tight woods lines that I need to hit. Great control with this beat up D Line P2. And this other one is just a little less beat in, so it's a little more stable, and I use it for basically all the same reasons, just when I need a little bit more stability or a long, like straight fading putter, I'll be using this one. Both max weight. So those are all the putters I carry. Let's move on to the mid-ranges. First is a P Line MD3. This thing is, pretty seasoned, and I use this for understable mid-range. If I want to release something on a hyzer, if I want to release something straight and just have it naturally turn over and go to the right, I'll use this. Very, very good way to control your mid-ranges. Get P Line MD3, get it nice and seasoned, flies great. And this isn't the driver P Line, this is the old stiff P Line. Next, I have two Eagle Mcmahan Glow MD3s. I love this disc. This one's my older one, and it's pretty seasoned, and I use this thing to just throw dead straight. It is, like I said, it's seasoned. I've had it for a while, and this thing just goes straight for me. And then this one's a little newer one, and I use it for the same reasons as I would the other one, just when I want it to finish left a little or put a little angle on it so it follows that slight hyzer line. Both max weight. This is my proto C Line MD4. I use this thing a lot, when it's a little windier and just the MD3 won't cut it. I'll be throwing the MD4. Or when I want to get some more cut back to the left, this thing's definitely beefier than the MD3. I'll be using this thing. Even small forehand approaches up to like 200 feet, 150 feet, MD4 is great for that. And then a utility disc is a Champ Gator, max weight. Like I said, I only use this for gusting winds or when I have a really severe angle, or when I need to get up and down real quick because this thing is pretty stable. I'll use this. Next are my Fairway Drivers. I carry 4 Discmania FDs. First one is a D Line FD. This thing's pretty beat up. I use this for short rollers. Very easy to control on the roller. If you don't know how to roll, I suggest you pick up a D Line FD because they are phenomenal discs to roll with, and great beginner discs to learn how to roll. Learn to roll short distances, learn what the disc does, and then you can start to roll longer distances. But even aside from a roller, this thing has gotten me out of some trouble, and I'm surprised how many times I'm reaching for this disc when I am in trouble. I can throw, huge sweeping anhyzers just over trees and stuff like that. So max weight D Line FD, love these things. Next is the S Line FD, just a regular 175 red FD. This one is quite beat up as well. I use this also for big anhysers or very, very low powered touch forehands in the woods. Next is probably the FD that I throw the most is a S Line Jackal stamp FD. This one's pretty new, and this one, this is a good FD. It holds any line you put it on. Low power hyzer, it'll stay on hyzer. Put some more power on it, it goes straight, you know, and then crank it, and it'll hold a very, very nice anhyzer line. Great disc. And then the oldest FD in my bag is this C Line FD. This is my most stable FD, and I use this when, you know, I want to crank a shot, you know, 400 feet or plus, and I want something that's very easy to control, go very straight. This FD, it's the greatest. 175. Now we'll move on to the other fairway driver in my bag, the FD3. First of all, I have a 175 Luster. Luster is the new plastic that came out last year in 2017. Compare it to a regular FD3, the Luster is a little less stable, maybe has a little more glide if you want to put it that way, but it's money. This thing is great. I use this thing backhand, forehand all day. It's a workhorse, and it complements my other FD3s, you know, just stability-wise. Great, great disc. In the middle of the three is this S Line Lizotte FD3. It's just beat in, you know, and it's at that level where it's a little more stable than my Luster, but it's kind of just a backup to the Luster because they do fly similar. This is just a beat in Lizotte. And then I have the new Simon Lizotte Doombird Edition FD3. This one's pretty new in my bag. You know, it's not worn. It's pretty stable. So I'll use it to fight the wind. I'll use it for, you know, nice spike hyzers or forehand spike hyzers. Really great disc. All max weight. All right, next we'll move on to the CD2. I have this swirly CD2, 175 bottom stamp. I don't use this thing too much. It's pretty flippy. I try to throw down some longer rollers with this thing, or if I need something to stay in the air for a long time while cutting right, I'll use this CD2. Or sometimes if I'm, you know, if I'm in the forest or in woods and you need to throw like a really long, low-powered hyzer flip shot, good disc for that. And then I have an older CD2 that was clear, but I dyed it. And this thing's pretty stable for a CD2. And I use this thing, again, 300 to 400. It just goes straight. I can rip on this one, and it just stays straight. I believe this might be one of the first or second runs. The newest addition in my bag is the S Line CD3, and I've been waiting for this one for a long time, ever since last year's mystery box edition. I picked up a whole stack of these, and these things are money. I use these backhand for, you know, less power. They'll hold a nice hyzer line without having to put in all the effort, you know, as to chuck in a PD2 down there. You put some more power on them or reduce your angle, and they just go straight as an arrow. These things are so straight. And I use these equally, both backhand and forehand. Forehand, I put them on nice, you know, on a good angle, put some power on them, and they flip up flat, or they'll even do a full S-line flight, you know, anywhere to 300, 400 feet. These things are great. If you haven't tried out an S Line CD3, I suggest you do. And then last in my bag are the PD2s. I have 4 PD2s in my bag right now. First are these newer run PD2s that kind of have like a blizzard, starlight, whatever you want to call it, rim. I have 2 red ones. One is basically just more beat up than the other. And right now I'm throwing these things really far. These are my distance, like my go-to distance driver. And I'm chucking these things. Both backhand and forehand. These are nice to throw forehand too. Again, I put some nice angle on them, and they flip up and they go, you know, really far effortlessly. Both 175. And then I have 2 C Line PD2s. This one's a little more beat up than this one. I've just had it for a while. It's nice and stable, and I can rip on this and have it go straight and still fly for a while. And I have this pink Lizotte one, also 175. This is the most stable PD2 that I have in my bag, but it's getting a little beat in. I think I'll be cycling in a new one come springtime. but I use this for backhands, forehands that I need to just dump out quickly because it is the most stable PD2 that I have in my bag right now. So that is what's in my bag for the winter time right now. I'm pretty happy with what's in my bag. I've been doing well in my last couple of events and tournaments, either winning or coming up, you know, in the top 3. So I'm really happy. I'm really confident in my play. And yeah, let me know what you guys want to see in the future. If you guys have any questions about my discs or anything like that, let me know. And until next time, I'll see you guys.